Hello and welcome to today's session. My name is Arnav Datta. In this video, we shall explore one of the most fundamental yet often confusing concepts in DAX, aggregators versus iterators. If you work with Power BI, Power Pivot, you have probably come across functions like sum, average, count, or their counterparts SUMX, AVERAGEX, COUNTX. At a first glance, they all look similar. After all, both types of functions perform calculations and return aggregate results. But there is a crucial difference in how they process data. And understanding that difference can dramatically improve your ability to write efficient and accurate DAX formulas. In this video, we shall break down the concept step by step. What are aggregator functions and how they automatically handle filters and context? What are iterator functions and how they explicitly calculate results row by row? The key difference between the two, when to use which, and why it matters for performance and logic. And finally, we shall go hands-on inside Power Pivot to see both functions in action using a simple sales table containing products, prices, and quantities. By the end of this video, you shall clearly understand how aggregators like sum work behind the scenes, how iterators like SUMX evaluate each row before aggregating, and how to decide which one to use for your specific calculation scenario. So stay tuned as we demystify one of the core building blocks of DAX, the aggregator versus iterator, with practical examples and live demonstration. Let's get started.
Concept of aggregator versus iterator in DAX. In DAX, data analysis expressions, aggregators and iterators are two types of functions used for calculations in Power BI, Power Pivot, and analysis services. They differ in how they process data and their typical use cases. Aggregators. Definition: aggregators are DAX functions that perform calculations, like summing, averaging, counting, etc., over a set of rows in a table or column, automatically handling the context, filter, or row context, without explicitly iterating over each row. Behavior. They operate on an entire column or table and aggregate the values into a single result, respecting the current filter context. Common aggregators: sum, average, count, min, max, count rows, etc. Key characteristics: simple and concise. Automatically handle filter context. Do not explicitly loop through rows. Typically faster for straightforward calculations. Use case: when you need a single aggregated value, e.g. total sales, average price, across a column or table. Example of an aggregator. Suppose you have a table sales with columns product, quantity, and price. You want to calculate the total quantity. Total quantity equals sum sales quantity. Here, sum aggregates the quantity for all rows in the sales table, respecting any filters applied, e.g., by product or region. Iterators. Definition: iterators are DAX functions that loop through each row in a table, perform a calculation for each row, and then aggregate the results, e.g., sum, average, into a single value. Behavior. They explicitly iterate over rows, evaluate an expression for each row, and then combine the results based on the function's aggregation logic. Common iterators: SUMX, AVERAGEX, MINX, max, COUNTX, RANKX, filter, concatenatex, etc. Key characteristics: provide row-by-row control over calculations. More flexible for complex logic where row-level computation is needed. Can be slower than aggregators due to explicit row iteration. Work with an expression that is evaluated for each row. Use case: when you need to perform calculations that involve row-by-row logic or complex expressions before aggregating. Example of an iterator. Suppose you have a table sales with columns product, quantity, and price. You want to calculate the total sales amount. Total sales equals SUMX, sales price, asterisk sales quantity. Here, SUMX multiplies the price by quantity at each row to arrive at the sales value, and then aggregates to provide us the total sales value. We present a summary of the difference between the aggregator and iterator. When to use which? Use aggregators for simple, direct aggregations, e.g., total sales, average price, where no row-level logic is needed. Use iterators when you need to. Perform calculations on a row-by-row basis, e.g., applied discounts, conditional logic, that'll work with complex expressions that can't be handled by aggregators. Iterate over a filtered or virtual table, e.g., using filter or all. Now, we shall understand the difference between the aggregator and the iterator with an example. We have got a table which contains 6 products and their respective price and the quantity sold. First, we shall select the table, then go to Data, then Get Data from other sources. Click Table/Range. Power Query will open up. We shall then click Close and Load to. A pop-up box will open up. Click the radio button, Create Only Connection, and then tick Add Data to the data model. Click OK. The data will be loaded into the data model. From the ribbon, click Manage Data Model. Data Model will open up. We shall create the aggregate function. We need to find out the total quantity of sales of 6 products. Select any cell below the thick line. Name the measure as total quantity. In formula bar, type total quantity equals. Write sum, open the bracket, click quantity column, close bracket, press enter. We shall get measure total quantity, which is the sum of the quantity of all products sold. Now, we shall create an iterative measure, which will be total sales. Total sales does not appear in any column. So, what we shall do is use iterative measure SUMX. In an iterative function, you will have to give 2 parameters. First is the table name, and second is the formula. We shall name the iterative function as total sales. In the formula bar, input total sales equals SUMX. Open bracket. Provide the name of the table as sales, then put comma, the click price column. The input star. Click quantity column and close the bracket. We shall have the results for the total sales. SUMX aggregates on the product at each row and obtain the value of our total sales. Is the list of my social media accounts. Feel free to connect with me. If you find the video useful to you, please click like, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon to get notification as soon a new video is uploaded. Feel free to leave your comments to improve my channel.